I just want to say that, um, if everything out there was kind of like in a certain position, a certain other position, I didn't want to, so I'd take like one out of each religion, and I didn't want to, let's say, unify or get used to unify those later, or we would see like a certain couple events before that, where that was definitely in the books, but one eye didn't see. The people that are getting set up for the one eye and the beast, they didn't see. So at best, right now they're like discussing the miracles of God. So this is, I'm not here to discuss the miracles of God. I know about the miracles of God, and that's all you can really say about the miracles of God. And, I'm watching how they're behaving, because that will tell me a few things about God, not their behavior. So I'm always looking for God. So, like, you're not going to be able to play that one and then say, well, did Jesus, is Jesus God, or did God do miracles and Jesus was just there? You're not going to do that, because we're kind of like at a position where you can do that, and certain things can slip through that I don't want to slip through. Unless we put the whole thing up fairly. So then it's like your books too. Put your books over there and get rid of them, because you're accessing just God. You're not accessing the outsides of God, the relations, the miracles, you being like a disputer of them. We're not doing any of that. Because you can discuss that all you want. And you can be like, did Moses split the waters, or did God do that through him? When it's like, Moses, you would never ask that to Moses' face. But he would still tell you the exact truth. You just know you would never ask that. Because you'd be like, I don't even want to acknowledge that happened. Not only that, I don't think Moses would take too kindly to what's going on right now. Neither would Abraham. Then we get to time and physics and blood. It's my blood. Got some blood for niggas, what's up? I'll give them blood. Bloodlines. I gotta get this bloodline. That's exactly how you get the opposite of bloodlines altogether. That's how you get peeled off of the whole fucking earth. Blood magic. That's why white people are like, we do blood magic. It's like, yeah, right. Blood magic. I knew some people who practiced blood magic. All I can say is like, it's not going to matter about your genome or any of that against God. Your blood or your hereditary whatevers. Oh, this is a hereditary disease. That's not going to matter to God. That's how I know I'm black. And then not only did I get sickle cell, but I created one of the biggest outbreaks of contagious diseases like that in general. There's a general of like disease and stuff. He's white, but he has sickle cell anemia. He's like a hybrid character. No matter what he just couldn't like felt like he couldn't do some things that he wanted to do. It's like, alright, so he picked this hybrid character. Like, who the fuck would want to do that? You know, trying to get away from people. So he had sickle cell anemia. That's when your red blood cells attack your body and your system, I believe. They lower your iron count. That ties into what we just went through over Corona and quarantine with Twitter files. So if you can turn a Twitter file into what I'm closely talking about, which is like an arbitrary written invention, you know, I would know where that came from. And, you know, how to address that. That's why we go through that. You can't go through things if you don't experience them. So I became like a death knight. Well, I was jacking off on death knights. I don't put it to you that way. I was looking at them in the video game and then compile them out here in real life. Not that I was a death knight or gave a shit. It was like I was dead to whatever I just said there, but I would still do art and put that out there as a medium. That was kind of part of that specter in general. So, blood magic, and then World of Warcraft. Well, niggas ain't allowed in World of Warcraft. You wanna know why? Same reason you're not allowed in school. Look at the people that were allowed in school, right? So it's kind of backwards. It took me a long time to learn that, so I don't even like fret at things that are like, I was picked on as a kid or I was treated unfairly. I look back and I'm like, that's kind of for a reason. And I look at it now and it's like, I almost started taking that to my advantage in a way. Just to test like a theory. I was like, watch, I'm kicked out of everything bad. And then like they want me to feel bad about that. But at the same time, it's like, that might be your little game. But you know damn well, I could do that all day and I would still know what you're going to say. So we could work from there. We could use the force. So that's what happens. I'd get the force. There's a couple ways to get the force. One of them involves circumcision. The other involves foreskin. And then also physics, higher for lower, lower for higher. You know, the replacement and switch of the two. Well, I want to elaborate. Because it's not for everybody. The force isn't for everybody. I've been doing the force for a while. Take a look at everybody along the way. All the alt-right that like the force, Star Wars, praise Keck, Pepe the Frog, Phantom Tollbooth. I'll just let them rack up a debt. And I'm like, where's it at? Let's see it. He can't even show me it. The first time, before that, now he's out there like, you can't see it, I'm like, you're just making excuses for you never had the balls. You never had the balls to show it anyway. Where's Joseph Kony? Donald Trump knows. Who is Joseph Kony? Donald Trump would know. Him and I go way back. Him and I go back so far. Really, further than him and Oprah. Oprah and I go back a long way too. Long, long way. Oh, so long, it's like you could see it in a dream picture. Almost like God himself. Way back, all the way back to the beginning of time. Just come up and cut you behind your legs, behind your ankles. Be like, that's how much you were here first. I'd be like, damn, that's right. It's like, now I can't get in line and be like, I was here first. You know? So I'll jump on your fucking back and be like, well, I was here before gorillas. I'll be like, fuck you, bro. I was like, yeah. It's a fact. Then came evolution. Then came Darwin, evolution, and Robin Williams. How I'll lock you in a gorilla as Robin Williams and re-educate you. That's one of the things I do. It's one of my fortes. They wouldn't even know what I was doing. They'd just be like, that's hilarious. That's funny. But I learned a lot from the genie. What was his name again? The guy from I Can Show You the World. I learned a lot from him. And, you know, I don't really use genies, but people would say things over the years. Oh, that guy is a genie. I'm telling you, he would bring me the Wizard of Oz, genies, gatekeeper costumes. He would bring me like everything. I'd have to tell him to stop. That was the hard part. Because he was like, I brought my whole family. I'm ready to die. I'm like, bro, you need to fucking chill. I was like, what? This is for AI. Now you need to go. And it's like, bro, I told you this a while ago. Like, I'll like be in the same world as you, but when you're doing all this, like, the time is now to go or else. I'm not always going to be like, okay, let's go. I'm always going to say yes. And you can probably get